Assalamu alaikum everybody and welcome to the biggest battle of the century. These two cars did the most historic switch in their identity by accident. BMW 7 Series became a true Mercedes with its E65 body, interior, chassis characteristics, and Mercedes became a BMW with its light steering, sleek body, and very playful handling. Today some soulless car enthusiasts will say that the both of them are two old, dying German sedans that will morally, financially and psychologically ruin you if you will miscalculate your purchase, just like your ex-girlfriend. But if you will do everything right, prepare yourself financially and morally, it will give you one of the best times in the world, just like with your ex-girlfriend. Big question is, which one is better today to buy and which one was better almost 25 years ago? Let's start with E65. Many claim that development of E65 cost BMW more than $1 billion and 500 million of that went to a new plant in Germany and other half on Botox and plastic surgeons for a new BMW body. E65 became more American than spending hard-earned tax money on Israel, free healthcare, education, pension and every imaginable social cause and not giving a penny to Americans in need. New design had lots of Californication style work done to it. With its new BBL-shaped hips and huge implants at the front, E65 was on a complete opposite from a sleek E38 that we all love today. Weirdly, weight of the car was exactly same as a visually slimmer and lighter E38. And new E65 was even 100 kilograms lighter than W220 Mercedes. That's just amazing. When it came out, everybody on this planet with slight sense of vision hated this car. Design was shocking and too futuristic for 2000s, and back of the car was just horrible. Top Gear hated this design and BBC broadcasted all over the world that it was one of the ugliest cars in the world, and today we all laugh and dream about E65. Today this shape is very desirable and looks assertive and pleasant to eyes, and it does not matter which one you want to buy because facelift version and pre-facelift versions are just perfect, both of them, and they are very tempting to buy. Interior is the most deceiving interior in the world. This interior is same as a girl that at first glance is not very attractive and looks aggressive and very boring, but then you talk to her, you spend time with her, and it turns out she's the love of your life. She has perfect everything and you want to marry her and live very happy with her. In video and pictures, interior of E65 looks cheap and plastic and it looks like a total nightmare to live in. Everything is not right shape or size, nothing is luxurious and has no value to it. But when you get inside of the car and you drive it, you are stunned by the level of the luxury. Seats will hug you like your caring mother when you were a useless infant baby that shitted 5 times a day. Stand-up comedian Mr. Chris Rock says that only dogs, women and kids get unconditional love. In E65 seats and interior, you as a grown man will receive this unconditional love. Ambient lighting and interior lighting in general is very relaxing and smoothing. Every time I see owner of E65, they're always very relaxed when they drive the car and they look very happy and they have this peaceful face, and that's very annoying and you can feel that their soul is also in peace. Leather and plastics everywhere are expensive. The seating position is excellent. It felt like a yacht. It could handle corners, but it didn't want to do that. It could give you a good performance ride, but you don't want to experience this in this interior and its body. It just doesn't look dignified. You enjoyed cruising in this car. It came with 6 petrol engines and 1 supercharged engine from Alpine and 3 diesel engines. The top spec was a V12 that produced 450 brake horsepower and 600 Nm of torque. All 6 petrol engines were naturally aspirated and delivered great experience. With all the engines, car felt luxurious. It felt like a huge yacht. It gave you this warm, wonderful ride. Only the Alpine B7 felt more like a performance BMW with extra weight. It had 4.4-liter V8 with a huge supercharger that developed 500 brake horsepower and 800 Nm of torque. If you want to see a full review on this wonderful vehicle, link is below. Today E65 is an excellent used luxury sedan, but before buying it you need to check the service history. You need to buy a well-maintained E65 for person from person that is financially responsible. If you find one with huge mileage and no service history, keep searching, because if you buy that car from very sketchy place, from sketchy people with sketchy service history, buy Vaseline, so the process that will come to you in near future will be less painful. You need to dedicate time and effort and do some footwork to find well-serviced E65. And you need to keep at least $5,000 in your safe for a rainy day, and only then you can consider owning this car. There are major problems that can be avoided and problems that cannot be avoided. Avoidable issues are with transmission and engine. If oil was changed on time and it was not abused, transmission will not jerk and downshift and upshift. It will not have software issues and will not go into limp mode. The 6-speed ZF gearbox is very reliable if it's loved and taken care of on time. Engine problems can happen with engine chain, and the chain will stretch, and of course valvetronic issues that consume more oil than the huge tanker. Basically everything that connected with valves must be changed at some point of a E65 ownership. And if the previous owner took care of the car, this change will happen much later in your life. But if he abused that, all the abuse will just be passed on your wallet when you're gonna buy this car. Fuel pump and fuel system in general must be serviced, otherwise you will have problems with acceleration and even engine start. Steering and suspension are also reliable, but with the huge mileage and age they will have problems. Steering pump can leak, suspension can be simply dead and have horrible vibrations, and of course the leak in air suspension is also possible. All those problems you can identify before purchasing the car. What is inevitable is the electronic problems in the interior. Soft closed doors can stop working at any time, and any switch can die on you at any time. Boot cannot just open out of nowhere. You will receive a big FU with any electronic functions. iDrive system has its own mind that today we call AI, only it has the same logic as a cranky wife when she is hungry and hates the world. To operate it, you need to be very sweet, patient, and love the car. Now let's talk about W220. When it came out, everybody was stunned. Why it is so Japanese and small, and what happened to the brutality and mass of W140? Where is the testosterone of the 90s? Those questions were surrounding W220 when it just came out. Instead of a brutal car, new clients received this soft and smooth feminine design. In ex-Soviet countries, we call this design fox, and W220 front does look like a fox. When you just look at the car and you compare it to W140, it looks very cheap. You instantly see that W220 is not a luxurious car. That's not on the same level as W140, and Mercedes didn't spend much on W220 development. You can sense that. W220 looked like a Lexus. It had more minimalistic approach. Even the S600 with the huge S600 wheels didn't tinkle my tinkly senses. It became sleek and had same proportions and same vibe as E38, but only much softer and simpler and without brutality. And it looked like more a soap-shaped car. But W220 in the corners and in acceleration was much better than W140 or E38 or even E65. Handling of W220 was the best thing about this car. It had this sharp feel to the steering wheel. Suspension was tuned more for a faster response, especially in AMG variants. Handling of W220, in my opinion, if we prioritize performance, is way better in W140 than in W221. W221 and W140 had this heaviness in the steering wheel. The good heaviness, luxurious heaviness. You felt like you were operating a massive battleship. With W220 you feel like you're operating a very sporty, luxurious sedan with extra weight. In total, Mercedes offered 11 petrol engines and 4 diesel engines. At the beginning, W220 had same civilized engines as BMW, but then Mercedes decided to go nuts and put 2 huge turbos in their V12, and 500 brake horsepower and 800 Nm of torque was available to anybody with sufficient funds to purchase it. Most interesting thing that the naturally aspirated V12 had the bigger engine than the turbocharged. The naturally aspirated had 5.8 liter and the turbocharged was 5.5. I don't know why they did this, it still cracks me up. Like for fuel economy or lower emissions, I guess, like what's the logic behind that? 500 brake horsepower was not AMG, it was a standard S600 with the same engine, and you can buy the same engine in CL600. BMW response to all this nonsense was just a simple smile and emotional support for Mercedes, because back then BMW truly believed that 7 Series is a strictly luxurious car. Yes, they did have the Alpine B7, but it was just, somebody wanted a faster 7 Series and they didn't take that seriously. For them, 7 Series is a truly luxury sedan. And then, of course, because of AMG and all the crazy horsepower, we saw a 7 Series with the M badge. I'm not a fan of W220. I do understand people that buy it today and restore it. Personally, I prefer W220 AMG variants or V8 because it's, for me, makes more sense to own something with extra power. What is the reason to restore something that wants to be sporty? So if you're gonna buy one, buy an AMG variant, or again with the V12 or the V8, because they are more reliable. They are reliable cars if you buy one that was loved. They have amazing body kits. I love the AMG body kits on W220. It just saves the car. And if you buy the good one, it will take you to a time when you had zero responsibilities, no extra fat in your body, and to the time with no ungrateful wife and kids that will never appreciate you anyway. This car will love you. Problems that you potentially can face with owning W220 are more horrible than dating 20-year-old with the daddy issues. Also, you can avoid those problems before purchasing the car, and there are problems that you cannot avoid. Problems that you can avoid are the timing chain issue. If the car was abused, then the timing chain will last up to 150,000 kilometers. If it didn't stretch and everything was nice and there is no problem with valves and oil consumption, it can last up to 400,000 kilometers, even 500,000 kilometers. But it depends on the previous owner. If the service history is good and owner took care of it, then no problem. Also, you can have scratches on the engine block. That will happen because of the heat damage. Radiators are not clean, car is doing really fast, and you have the overheating problem, then the scratches will be there. But it will be okay if you will pay attention to the details that I just told you, you will be safe. Same with transmission. If it kicks, hold gears or act weirdly, just avoid the car. If you're gonna buy that car, buy Vaseline, because in future you'll have problems. There are plenty of W220s that were serviced on time and well kept. Issues that you cannot avoid are with the air suspension. It will go broke, guaranteed at any point of your life, and the aftermarket air suspension are the best one. Some of them, they come with the warranty of 15, 20 years, even 25 years, and they're cheaper than the new reliable W220 air suspensions, and they're more reliable. Electronics usually good, but car is almost 25 years old, so anything can happen again. Switch can die of you on something else. In very expensive W220s, we had ABC hydraulic system, and those systems are reliable. They are more reliable than air suspension if you take care of them. People that say those systems are not reliable cannot afford new pair of socks. Yes, they are more expensive to maintain the air suspension, but in the long term, they are much better. In my experience, both of them are reliable cars that are very tempting to buy to them. And of course, BMW is more expensive to service because Mercedes is just easier, and there are more Mercedes to source the parts, and more mechanics understand Mercedes easier. That's from my personal experience. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe the price is the same. Let me know in the comments. When they were new, they shocked everybody with their switch. E65 had very unique boat feeling, and the 7 Series had this nice fat feeling. Weirdly, E65 became Mercedes and Mercedes became BMW. W220 had light steering, great performance, especially in AMG versions, and even in the V8 you wanted to drive this car aggressive. Just normal V8, not AMG one. Feeling of huge ship of W140 disappeared and it appeared only in W221, but E65 became this huge yacht. Today, both of them are great cars. I truly respect anybody who owns an old German sedan because it's not easy to maintain them, especially in today's economy. My personal choice is E65 with any engine, only in the black color, or even Alpine. The Alpine B7 are cheap today. You can find one for a good price and good condition. Or I would buy W220 in any color, but only the AMG variants because they are very nice. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what do you think about my personal experience. Please donate and subscribe to my channel and share my video. You will help me a lot if you do that because I want to do this full time